Lots of students are already using Twitter, so it's a really logical place for you to be able to connect with your students and maybe provide help or support to them when they need it. It can be a really fast and efficient way to distribute a message to students, and it's something that isn't a replacement for the traditional ways of connecting with students, like through Blackboard or through email, but it can be yet another way to make sure that your message is getting out. But it can also be a method for sharing additional information and, again, really engaging with students in a different way, in a tool that they're already familiar with and that they're already using. It can also be a good way to provide updates and announcements to students and post relevant links to things like your course content. So when you go into Twitter, of course, what you can do, there's a few different ways that you could approach being able to connect with students. You could do it through your personal account, which is what I tend to do because I'm already there. I don't see any reason to have to set up a separate account for that. I also don't post a lot of personal information on my Twitter account. I do talk about what's going on in my day and that sort of thing, but I feel pretty comfortable with letting anybody access that information. But if you wanted to have a Twitter account that was specifically set up for your students, you could also do that if you so choose. But basically, encourage your students to follow you or to follow the feed for the class, and you can do a number of things here. You can provide updates, announcements related to the class. It's another way of getting in touch with them if they don't always see the Blackboard announcements and that sort of thing. And also, it's a really fast way for them to contact you if they need to. They could send you a direct message, a private direct message if they had a specific question, or they could send it to you as a reply or a mention, and you can reply to them, and then everybody who's following you sees that. So there's a few other tips that you can use to sort of make your life easier when it comes to creating a place or a presence on Twitter where your students can reach you. One is to create lists. So if I go into my my profile button here and I click on lists, basically a Twitter list is just a subset of Twitter followers that you've created that you can follow just that stream, or you can you can look at just that stream. So if I wanted to create a new list, I could create a list called students, and then I could give it a little description. I can actually make that list private so that only I can see it. And so that would be a way for me to, as I said, categorize that list of people, and then I could just follow that stream if I wanted to just follow my students. So that would be one method of doing that. You see here I have a few different lists. One is a public list. This is a subset list of people that I communicate regularly with on Twitter, and it's a similar kind of thing. I could easily have a list that was just students so that I can just follow that stream. Another tip that you might want to try is using a Twitter dashboard. And a dashboard tool gives you a bit of a different view than the twitter.com interface does. So I'm just going to show you one here called Hootsuite. And this is a dashboard view of my Twitter feed. What you're seeing here is the home feed, so these are all of the people that I follow. And then you see the mentions, so when anytime anybody mentions me or replies to me, and then you see my private direct messages here as well. And it's all in one place in a dashboard view. It's really easy to follow and to pop in. And I would also have, if I scroll over here, oh, there it is. I also have a column here that's set up just for a Twitter list. So this could be a list of just your students, and so you can just follow your students' posts. It's really easy to post. I can just type in my new tweet. I can add a link, that sort of thing. I can even schedule tweets. So if you had for example, a reminder notice that you wanted to send out to your students to remind them that an assignment is due, and you wanted to set that up on Friday because the assignment's due on Sunday, then you could actually schedule that, and then on Sunday, the day before the assignment's due, you can send out the reminder and you don't even have to be there. So that's a really handy use of the Hootsuite dashboard as well. Hootsuite is totally free. It's web-based, so you can just log in hootsuite.com and check it out. I highly recommend this as a way to manage your Twitter feed. You can also set up searches and things. So I have a tab here for searches. You could set up searches for industry-related material. You see I have one here for social media. And then when I find interesting things in that feed, I can actually repost it to my students or repost it to the people that follow me on Twitter. So it's a great way to find industry relevant information and interesting stuff that you can also share with your students. So give Hootsuite a try. Definitely, take a look at how you might be able to use Twitter to connect with your students and share information, and also provide assistance and support when you need it. It can be a great way to just answer a really quick question, and then also that answer goes to all of the other people that are following your Twitter feed. So try it out, experiment, and have fun.